What's up, guys? This video is a full walkthrough of how to complete the main Easter egg on Liberty Falls in Black Ops 6 Zombies. I'm going to be going step by step of how to do the entire thing from beginning to end, either by yourself or with a team. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all at the end of the video. To progress through this Easter egg, you're going to need to start with crafting the jet gun. If you don't know how to build it, I have a walkthrough on my channel for where to find the parts and how to craft it. For the sake of time, I'm going to cut out the portion of gathering the actual parts and just start from when we pick up the wonder weapon itself. Very first step is to head into the church. There's going to be a machine on the right side. You're going to have to walk up and interact with it, and this is going to start the speech from Dr. Panos. From here, you'll be able to complete the rest of the build for the jet gun, and then we can get into the next steps.
Your project Terra's security, yes? A so-called rapid response team. Not nearly rapid enough, but I knew you would come. And Dr. Pericles Panos.
This is me grabbing the wonder weapon after I crafted all the parts. Once you have this, you're going to make your way all the way back to the church, and then you're going to use it to suck up the floating hat that's just to the left of the platform where Panos is standing.
Definitely not Janus sanctioned.
Here we are walking back into the church and grabbing the first part for the LTG.
That is cracked. Now, go get the other two.
Quitting time for you.
Thankfully, these next two parts are pretty easy to acquire. First, you're going to leave the church and make your way down and to the left towards the buildings that are just above Speed Cola. You're going to need to jump onto this truck and turn around and look through the window on top of the barbershop. From here, you'll use the jet gun to pull down the second part.
My favorite egghead. Not just book smart, but street smart. Thanos, if...
For the last part, make your way over to the comic store and look directly up once you're standing at the center counter. You'll be able to pull down the third part, and then we're ready to craft.
Joined the physics team last year. Nice enough guy, but weird. Excellent. You have all three. Find a good place to assemble the LTG device. Alpha, you have execute authority.
Once you have all three parts, make your way to the top of the bank where you can now craft the LTG. You're going to then make your way back to the church, and you're going to grab a canister out of the machine, and then make your way towards spawn.
So, what exactly does that thing do? The LTG summons high-value targets, so we can steal their life energy.
Here I am grabbing the canister out of the machine in the church. You'll know it's ready because it's going to be sticking out just a little bit. Once you grab this, you're not going to be able to sprint, but you're going to need to walk all the way back to spawn, and you're going to need to place the canister down on the ground next to the trap. Once that's set in place, make your way to the right over towards the comic store, and then place the LTG underneath the Ether Storm. You're going to need to defend this from a constant flow of zombies that have a purple haze coming off of them. They're going to just attack it constantly for the entire minute. The bar on the very top left is going to show the integrity of the portal, and if the zombies destroy the portal, you're not going to be able to try again until the next round. If you successfully guard the portal, this is going to spawn either an Elite Mangler or an Elite Abomination. You're going to know it's them because they look a little bit different, and they're also going to have a specific name as well.
For the record, not keen on the massive tin man with a cannon.
The easiest thing I found to do with him is just to burn down his health as much as you possibly can, and then once you get his health low enough and ready to kill, then you're going to want to lead him in towards the trap where you place the canister on the ground. Once you kill him, you're going to see the essence get pulled into the canister, and that's when it's ready for you to take for the next step. I do want to note, if you don't kill either of the elites in the radius of the trap, you're going to need to wait until the next round for them to spawn again, and then repeat the process over. Once the essence is pulled, you're going to need to pick up the canister and make your way back to the church. It's going to work the exact same as it did the first time. You're not going to be able to sprint, but this time it's going to be timed. So you're going to need to take it all the way back to the machine and insert it in. Once you do so, the machine is going to provide you with a tool called the Strauss counter. This is going to take the place of your special grenade slot, and it's going to be an absolute necessity for completing the next step.
Time to find and fill the last canister. To get your hands on it, you'll need a Strauss counter.
Mum always told me to stop looking up scabs. Some things never change.
Once you have the Strauss counter, you're going to need to find 3 silver machines around the map. One is going to be on the hill between the church and the bowling alley, one near the shed where you acquired one of the jet gun parts, and the last one is going to be on the roof you can drop down on from the top of the bank once you get through the Bible wall. You're going to need to use the counter to dictate which color light must be set on each machine, and it's going to need to be correct for each of them or you're not going to be able to progress to the next step. Stand next to the machine and use the counter. It's going to dictate the color on the screen that tells you exactly what color you need to set. Essentially, if you see green on the screen, you'll need to set the light to red. If you see red on the screen, you're going to need to set the light on the machine to green. If you see yellow, that one's a little bit easier, you just make it yellow. Once all 3 machines are set, there's going to be some purple beams that come off of each of the machines and head back towards the initial machine that is at the trap and spawn. Once you make it back to spawn, you're going to need to grab the charge canister from the machine and the LTG, then keep making your way past the comic shop and heading up towards the church. Place the canister down at the next trap and keep making your way back towards the graveyard. This is where we're going to repeat the process of placing the LTG, spawning the second elite for you to kill, and then absorb their essence into the canister, the exact same way that we did the first time. Just as we did before, activate the LTG and protect it the best you can for the next 60 seconds. Same concept as the first. If too many zombies make it their way into the portal, it's going to fail and you're not going to be able to try again until the next round.
Bang.
I made a little cut here because I actually failed the first attempt and I had to try again on the next round. I also didn't do myself any favors by not taking care of any of the manglers before I spawned the elite. Highly recommend doing that just to make it a little bit easier for yourself. Once you're successful with protecting it, the second elite's going to spawn, and then things are going to get a little bit interesting depending on which one you had. The Abomination is a little bit harder to deal with than the Elite Mangler. From here, just train around. Again, same concept as the first. Try to do as much damage as you possibly can, get them as low as very possible, then lead them over to the trap, and then finish them within the radius of the circle of the trap. From here, the essence will get pulled into the canister, and then you're going to take the canister back over to the church and insert it back into the machine. I wanted to leave this part in for actually a little bit more context. So with the last elite, I did not kill them inside of the radius of the circle, and it failed the step. So you'll need to go back to the LTG the next round, but you won't need to protect it again. It's actually going to spawn the elite right away, and then again, just burn them as low as you can, get them into the radius of the circle, and then kill them so the essence gets pulled into the canister.
Someone go grab a mop and a bucket.
Once you get the essence into the canister, pick it up and walk your way back to the church, and insert it into the machine exactly like we did the first time. Now from this point, you are technically ready to activate the final boss fight. However, I would highly recommend loading yourself up with as much firepower as possible. Ideally, you're going to have at least a level 2 Pack-a-Punch weapon and the jet gun Pack-a-Punch as well. I would also highly recommend upgraded armor vest if possible, depending on the round that you're on if you can afford it, a mutant injection, which will save you, and the 4 standard perks, so Jug, Speed Cola, Stamina Up, and Quick Revive. Without these, it's going to be a very difficult fight. This boss fight is split into 3 different waves. All waves have increased amount of zombies spawning, and they're also faster than normal. They can never make it easy. For the first round, I would try to play as normal as possible and conserve your mutant injection or any gobble guns that you have until you get at least into round 2. You'll see why in just a moment. You'll know wave 1 is complete when a max armor spawns, and there will be a short break in between zombie spawn from there. As I go through the rounds, I'm going to let the gameplay mostly roll through just to highlight how hectic it is through this last portion. But you'll be seeing round 2 and round 3 coming up here very shortly.
This works too.
It's going to quickly throw you into round 2 once you pick up the max armor. This is going to have more zombies, and our friend the elite mangler from earlier is also going to make an appearance. This is the round that I used the mutant injection in just to help me get through, but I would recommend going as long as you possibly can without it, just because it's an amazing safety net. Once round 2 is complete, it's going to give you a max ammo. There's going to be another short spawn break for zombies, and then from there, round 3 is going to kick off right away.
Seriously? How in the twisted fuck does that work? And why the fuck do I keep doing taking from a smuggler who knows? Heads are basically pineapples filled with jam. Hey, Pat, when are you gonna get me a big kid gun like that?
Once you grab the max ammo, you're in the home stretch. You just have to deal with everything the game has to possibly throw at you, essentially. Do whatever you can to stay alive while taking out zombies, vermins, manglers, and also now the elite abomination from earlier as well. He'll be coming in the third round. Once you eliminate all of the zombies and the abomination, the Easter egg is complete from there. The game will actually down you, and from there the final cutscene is activated. After we find out Panos has been lying the entire time and actually has some evil intentions, you'll have the option to either end the game or continue playing the game from there. If you choose to continue, you'll be able to appear back at spawn with a huge amount of loot in front of you of all sorts of rarity that'll be able to carry you through the next round if you continue to play. I don't know if it's good luck or bad luck, but my game actually crashed here as soon as I got to respawn and look at the items. But to be fair, I'm just glad that it happened after the Easter egg was over and not as I was going through the middle of it.
Give me a hand! I'm more useful to you nerds on my feet.
Alpha team, how copy? Somebody tell me what just happened. Any station this net, what is your status? Manos, if you've heard them, I swear I'll...
No interruptions for this next part. Thank you, my friends, for volunteering to take my place here. Or, in your parlance, thank you for being voluntold. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a few scores to settle. Bye-bye, Dark Ether.
If you did make it this far in the video and watched from beginning to end, I appreciate that very, very much. I would also greatly appreciate it if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below if the guide helped you in any sort of way. There are more Easter egg walkthroughs and guides planned in the future, so please look out for those coming soon. But other than that, catch you all later.